Small and cramped as it is, the occupant of this attic apartment seems to be pretty relentless about stuffing it with homemade toys and inventive projects. A nervous old man surveys his cluttered apartment that serves as both living space and workshop.
So, there really is an old man here. Maybe the freaks are onto something.
What's that? I don't know any stick boy, wicked or otherwise. And don't mention history to me. Can't barge in here talking about history. I'm just an old man down on his luck.
Whatever. Maybe you are just some guy, but there's a gang of deck mutants called the Freakbeats who are convinced that you were Julius Krankhauer's right arm, and they're on their way here to get revenge for all their genetic misfortune by killing you.
Damn it! Damn it to hell all over the place! I was just a punk, a kid. I never even met Julius Krankhauer, or even made it inside of Vesuvius's main lab. I didn't design the stuff. It's not my fault the damn machine corrupted the gene pool.
We can talk later. The Freakbeats are on the way and they're taking no prisoners. Come on, we'll take you someplace safe.
No, I'm not budging anywhere. You don't know how many times I've outwitted punks like this. Maybe it's time I was caught.
Listen, we've talked to these freaks and they're whacked. This Wicked Stick kid's got them wilded on getting you. I'm certain they'll try again. You really should go someplace safer, at least temporarily. I'm gonna write down an address.
You got a deal. Besides, it'd be nice to have someone to talk to for a while.
Can I help you with something?
We're investigating a murder victim named Brian Avery. We also want to ask you some questions about Chastity Bene.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about a Brian Avery. And Chastity, well, she's been out a lot lately. Sorry.
What about here? You in charge?
Well, you might say that. The others seem to... Well, I guess they've appointed me leader.
Well, how exciting for you. What's going on with you and Chastity?
Well, I don't know if anything's really going on, but I think she's got kind of a crush on Dolph Vanity, the Deadly's leader. The thing is, Chastity's so sweet and naive, she doesn't know what he's really like.
What's your problem with Vanity?
There's no problem. He runs his gang and I try to lead the cleans, that's all. If he wants to corrupt young people who don't know any better, that's his business. If he wants to...
We get you, kid. You don't give a damn.
I'm sorry, it's not that I don't care, it's just that it's not my place to do anything about it. I just try to lead by example. I mean, for instance, if I knew that Dolph Vanity had some terrible secret in his closet, something that might make the Deadlies disown him, well, it just wouldn't be my place to uncover it. I'm just not talented enough to investigate it.
Not like, say, some hard-noses you might come across who are investigating a murder.
Right. I mean, I'm really sorry that I'm not able to because I suspect Dolph's hiding the kind of information that might bring him down, even break up the Deadlies.
Can it, kid? I'm beginning to understand how a wimp like you got to run this outfit. But look, what's in it for us? I mean, if we dig up some dirt on Vanity, that's great for a power-mad little dweeb like you. And it'll probably make Chastity wise up too. Then if she's dumb enough to fall for your act, that's her business. But there's gotta be something in it for us, if we're gonna mess with those psychos across the alley.
What? What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I don't understand you.
You understand him, kid. He's saying we'll dig up whatever it is Vanitti's hiding if you give us the scoop on Brian Avery. We know you know more about his murder than you're letting on.
I'm sorry. What was his name again? Brian Amory?
I'm gonna have to hit him. Let me hit him, Rach.
Get online, killer. Last chance, kid. Avery. The name's Brian Avery.
Oh, Brian! I'm sorry. I must have misunderstood you. Yes, I knew Brian, but I'm not sure I have what you need. I mean, I'd have to think about it, but I'd have time to do that for you while you're, doing what you said you were going to do about Dolph.
Sounds like we already got a deal. Come on, Rach, let's get started before I have to give this kid a real reason to say sorry all the time.
A young man wearing a modest outfit, apparently from the Salvation Army store, although it's color coordinated and has fresh, meticulously sewn patches. A young woman uneasily eyes the youths on the other side of the alley. She is a collection of nervous tics and gestures as she chain-smokes cigarettes. Some sort of demilitarized zone has been established in this alley between the headquarters of the Cleans and the Deadlies. That doesn't prevent them from hurling dirty looks and epithets across the space, however, and air is charged enough here to make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, as if just before an electrical storm.
What are you looking at? Stop staring at me like that.
We aren't staring at you.
Yeah, right. Like this guy's not just staring at my breasts.
That's not really why we're...
It's not like I don't have a sex drive, or that I'm not attracted to men.
Well, Christopher here tells us that you and the fellow across the street had a thing going.
That would seem like a thing to him. He blushes just shaking a girl's hand. Yeah, Dolph and I went out a few times. Pissed everybody off on both sides of the alley.
Guess it didn't work out.
Same old story for me. Things were about to get hot and heavy, and I couldn't go through with it. Maybe I was lucky. I don't know how any woman could put up with that arrogant SOB. Look at him, with his chest thrust out and his nose up in the air. God, but he is good looking. Dolph's the leader of the Deadly Seven. They think they're above the law. They think they're too good to obey the hand. That's Blood McGrath mixed to Dolph. Be careful with Blood. Most of the Deadly Seven are poofs. But he's a killer. He's the... Well, listen, Gideon. If you want to go out later, I'm a safe date.
A Botho musclehead reigns supreme over the Deadly Seven's street hangout. He is adept at sneaking frequent glimpses of himself in windows and finding the excuse to gesture with rippled arms. Simply an arrogant son of a bitch. His veins strain even in repose, although repose is most decidedly not his natural state, or even a place he's visited very often.
Well, look what Squeaky Clean Tours just dropped off. On a little vacation to Sin World, folks. Mr. and Ms. America visit the dark side of our urban nation. You guys bring cameras or what? Dolph would make a hell of a slideshow back home to show at the next card club.
I guess you put an air hose up somebody's rear end, Gideon, and eventually a bubble's gonna make its way to their brain.
That is some mouth on that one, mister. Hope she puts it to good use.
What could she possibly see in this guy, Gid?
Don't know. There's always the possibility that she's just not real bright.
Hey, who's not real bright? Who are you talking about?
I think you know. And you wouldn't like us to spell it out for you right here, would you?
Yeah, I know who you mean. But keep it down. Any chick that I got something going with, well, that ain't for all my people to know. These guys aren't all about love and shit. They're the edge, man. I come across looking soft in front of the Deadly Seven, my rep will go to hell along with my soul.
Don't even come close to me, man. Don't even think about it. I hate it when people get too friggin' close to me. I wanna just take them out, just like I'm gonna do with the friggin' clean machine. I wanna blow them to kingdom freaking come.
Easy, kid. This guy's like nitroglycerin. You don't want to rattle him.
I don't know how to break this to you, Rach, but the guy appears to be rattled already.
That's another thing I friggin' hate whispering. The only friggin' quiet I like is the moment of silence right before ignition.
I think he's a little hard of hearing.
There's nothing wrong with my friggin' hearing, you dumb shits.
We'd like to ask you a few questions.
I knew it, I friggin' knew it. You two had that look that says friggin' enforcement, man, or Verivo squad or some shit like that, man. I hate that when I see it on somebody.
You know, it's guys like this that give us professional, hard-working bombers a bad name. You two go ahead and let me stay behind and give this guy a little personalized lesson. I mean, he's gonna blow himself up someday. I just know this kind of guy. He's gonna want to taste it. I know it. So why make him wait? I could do it all for him now.
No, Senna, we don't operate that way.
Yes, we do. I mean, we could.
Believe me, I'd like to. But like you say, he'll buy it someday. Let's just hope he's by himself. Come on, we've got to keep moving.
Look, kid, just tell us what you know about Brian Avery.
And leave all this sick, evil shit out.
Watch it, asshole. I could stick a flyweight filter demo on you and you'd never know it. Delayed motion timer. You'd blow up just walking down the street. Nobody's innocent, man.
Including Avery?
Hell no. Okay. You want to know about Avery, man? I'll tell you about Avery. He was playing both sides of the fence, supplying me, my enemies, even the cleans with whatever they wanted.
He supplied the cleans with explosives?
Fireworks for a party, that and some other stuff that didn't go boom. Petty stuff, man, all of it. I mean, man, I had to give the cleans a taste of what he really had. I'm thinking about it too, man. Some of them, like that friggin' Chastity, think she's so holy. But she's no better than anybody else. But things are coming, man. Great things are coming.
I had to take you out now. Do the world a favor.
Try it, man, just try it. I got this space wired. I could incinerate you before you got anywhere near me.
Back off, kid.
Yeah, back up, kid.
The front room of the Deadly's clubhouse, where they attempt to impress upon visitors that they don't give a damn. Maybe it's the foot table, or the furniture covered with skins from endangered species. The ultimate statement seems to be as glaring as the neon sign. The Deadlys consider themselves the garish light of the world. The front room of the Deadly's clubhouse, where they attempt to impress upon visitors. Electric Sex is gazing out the window into the alley. Her look suggests that she's done it all and is looking for something more. In clothes that are stylishly funky, this well-coiffed young man has beady eyes that never seem to quit flicking around the room. It seems like he's checking out people's shoes, their watches, their jewelry, even though the stuff he's wearing is obviously top of the line. A smooth-talking, risk-taking, hacker-finagler, wheeler-dealer who sleeps with one eye open and one ear cocked for the sound of change. She's street-smart. It's just that the street is Wall Street.
I see you've been making friends fast around here. Come, let me get a good look at you.
You're really taking a chance. You know, promiscuity is a one-way ticket to a dark afterlife these days.
Oh, open your minds. What are you holding on to that old righteousness for? What'll it get ya? Listen, we're all in for it. And this is our one chance to catch a little bit of heaven while we still can.
We've still got a few more things to finish up in this plane before we're ready to face the consequences.
Suit yourself.
Nice belt you got on there.
Nice belt?
That's why I love him. He's such a fashion plate.
No, seriously, where'd you get it?
He stole it from somebody's laundry basket. We figured anybody who would wash a leather belt didn't deserve it.
No, really, what did you pay for it?
Look, how about we resist beating you up for being weird and you give us some information for free?
You don't scare me. The Deadlies risk eternal damnation every day. You think I'm scared of you? Although those are pretty wicked-looking kick boots you've got on. I might be willing to chat in return for you giving me those.
My bet is he doesn't know anything, do you, kid?
What's your point? Is that shirt a Seymour Millardo?
See? He's too busy trying to score all the time. Come on, let's move on.
Get lost. I only talk to money. Money, money, money. You two don't look like money. You look like a not-for-profit enterprise. Looking like some college lounge that's gone through a half-hearted effort to be turned into a reception office, this is where the Cleans hold their organizational meetings. Meetings that invariably turn into little more than pep rallies to get out there and do good. Believe it or not, it's been said that people like Drip are going to inherit the earth. This pleasant young woman is a welcome sight after the company you've been keeping lately.
Excuse me.
Ah!
Sorry. Didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, no, it's all right. I've been a little jumpy lately.
Understandable, what with the murder and all.
The murder? Oh, right. I'd forgotten that. I was thinking more about this woman with the sevens. She's kind of been after me.
So what's so bad about that?
Gideon, I think I'll do the asking here. Who is it, kid?
It's electric sex.
Cripes, you kids give yourselves kind of hopeful names, don't you? Well, in any case, kid, you're on your own with that little problem. We wanted to ask you if you happen to know anything about that murder we mentioned.
No, I haven't really been around here much.
Get a grip, kid.
Gideon, let's go.
Coming, dear. Good luck, kid.
The hand of God and the hand of friendship are always extended here, friends. Do you need a meal, a place to wash up, a bed to rest in? You two look as though you've spent too much time on these dirty streets.
Thanks for the offer. but we're not so bad off that we need a missionary. I know I'll be sorry for asking, but what's up with her and the other cleans?
She acts like she's the leader around here, and she treats the rest of us like we were soldiers in her army. Anyone gets out of line, and wham! She's down hard on them. Take poor Drip, for instance. He's as kind and self-effacing as can be. He wouldn't hurt a living soul, and he doesn't ask anything for himself. You'd think that just this one time the Temperance would allow him a rare indulgence. But no, she has to ruin it.
Again, I know I'll be sorry, but what's she doing to the poor guy?
Well, Drip is so quiet and shy. He has an awful time with women. Somehow, and really, it's just the most unlikely match, but he and Electric Sex of the Deadly Sevens have become something of, well, I think item is too strong a word, but, well, you know. But Temperance has threatened to reveal their affair if they try anything. Oh, you don't know Drip. He'd just shrivel up and die if anybody knew about him and Electric Sex. She's so flamboyant, so indecent, so exposed. He'd be so ashamed that he'd lock himself away. Oh no, no one must know. But at the same time, I hate to see. If only there was someplace else for them to go. A room that wasn't in the cleaner deadly brownstone. If someplace else was accessible to them, then it would be easier on Drip and less likely that anyone would discover what they were doing.
That might work, but Temperance could still find them out.
I've thought about that too, and though it pains me to hurt anyone, we might be able to block Temperance from being so mean to Drip.
And I've no doubt that we fit into your plan somehow.
Well, yes you do, actually. You see, I know her one weakness. There's a line of, well, smutty comic books published by a company named Erotics. I once accidentally discovered a cache of these comics in Temperance's room. If you bring her more comics, then I'll have some leverage over her, and she'll leave Drip and Electric Sex to go about their business.
That sounds like blackmail. Not a very clean thing to do, is it?
Sometimes love demands we get a little dirty.
Comics may have been outlawed, but with a wink and a nod, a few places like this have been allowed to operate as long as they restrict their inventory. Things are quiet now, but normally the place is full of kids hanging out and trying to read comics for free. A disheveled middle-aged man in baggy Army-Navy garb, just a tad too mod for his age. His hair is standing up, and he looks like he can't remember where he left his glasses. Except he doesn't wear glasses.
You look like you've been reading too many scary comics lately, Pap.
I wish. Hardly have the time. We sell them as soon as they come in, which isn't too often lately. The hand has really been clamping down.
The Heroic Rachel Brock. The Heroic Rachel Brock. A middle-aged woman who looks like she's at the end of her rope. She's trim and dressed in hip counterculture duds, but she looks exhausted.
Gideon, Rachel, you two look like I feel.
Probably best if we don't give you all the details. Let's just say we're suddenly unemployed, and our former boss has a funny idea about what a severance check is.
Oh, you've said enough. If you need a place to hide, you're...
That's the truth. The way the hand hates comics.
And all those kid...
What you two do here is harm.
Haven't you heard?
What are you talking about?
Computer locusts. It's like a virus. Computer locusts. It's like a virus. It comes up fast, then it starts shredding memory the way locust shreds...
You think the locusts are something planted by the hand?
It would be just like them to try and lock up everybody's computer. And if this was their doing, it's been successful. Our computers, hell, everybody's computers, are shut down now.
You may not have to jack in. You say you're getting a screen full of jumbled words?
That's it. Just letters. If they're words, it's in no language I've ever seen.
That may be your answer.
It's shuffling through those letters for some reason, and the way it's arranging them may be a clue. One organization may have some bearing on the next. It's obviously eating every other memory but its own. All it has to remember is its own failsafe, probably a single word. You can bet whoever implemented this must have had a way to shut it down so it wouldn't eat up their own system. If you can find that code word, you may be able to shut down the locusts.
Why didn't I think of that?
Because you're senile, that's why. But listen, containment of artificial realities is your business. Think you can help us lick these virtual bugs?
Look, we're really pressed for time, but we'll try to help you with the locusts.
Anything. Just...
Well, it's not from me, see, but we need some...
We need some porno comics. We never said anything to you two about it, but we know you handle that sort of thing.
Business is business. I'll give you the comics, no problem.
Great, and don't worry. They're going to help a good cause. First, let's go swat some locusts.
Eureka! I knew if anyone could stop the locusts, it would be you two.
Here's a stack of those porno comics you wanted.
Thanks, guys. Believe me, the person who's getting these comics really needs them.
She's that person in the office who's there when you come in, there when you go, yet always seems rested, relaxed, and on top of things. In clean clothes, too. The inner sanctum of the cleans. This is where they spend most of their time together, listening to music and holding all-night heart-to-hearts about how to change the world and uphold the dictums of the Imperator. Looks like an off-duty priest from the barrio, but acts more like he's an on-duty minister in a suburb of well-adjusted rich folks. A beatific demeanor with a beatnik exterior. A young, impeccably neat and well-mannered woman examines a group of pamphlets and flyers espousing the hand's edicts.
The hand's message is one of discipline and self-correction. We must purify ourselves of weakness and sin and resist the seduction of technology, the urge to elevate the mechanical over the human. Only then can we serve the state and God.
Ram it, sister. We played by the hand's rules long enough. Try evangelizing us and I'll bust you one in the jaw.
I shall not be baited by an unbeliever. Solene Solex's divine power is evident in his mastery over the gates of hell. I need look no further than across the street to witness the wages of sin. The deadly seven flaunt their irrestraint and think they can sin with impunity. But they will pay for their iniquity. What is the meaning of these vile publications?
No meaning. Call it a gift. They're yours if you agree to ease up on electric sex and drip.
I see. Well, I certainly do not have any interest in these awful things, but I will keep these in my possession to prevent them from falling into less disciplined hands. Removing these from the market will be a small victory in the war against sin, but a victory nevertheless.
And you'll leave sex and drip alone?
Yes. Damn them both to an eternity's burning. I don't care. Leave me to dispose of these comics.
You look a little, well, aghast at things here. I understand. Situation must seem odd to you. The way we live in such close proximity to our rivals. It's very zen, really. See, the deadlies and the cleans need each other. It's like yin and yang.
Jeez, Rach, I guess that guy was what you'd call a liberal, huh? None of these people bother him.
Something I can help you with? I'm pretty involved in something here.
Funny you put it that way. We wanted to ask you about something else you were pretty involved in. A guy named Brian Avery.
Brian and I are a thing of the past. Our romance, well, it just wasn't an efficient use of my time.
With all the attention, maybe he killed himself.
Can it, Cinna? Not everyone is responsible for their own death.
You're a riot, Rachel. I hope you're taking notes. Put too much pressure on a man, and you could lose him.
Come on, you two.
Look, was there anything else about Brian? Did any of his gun running ever bring him into direct contact with the hand?
Honest, I really wouldn't know. Why don't you go bribe some transgression officials or something? That might be a better use of your time.
Let's see, that would take some money, I believe. And we lost our jobs recently.
Well, why didn't you say so? I could help you with that. As part of our battle against evil, I've been figuring out some ways to deplete the coffers of our enemies, the Deadlies. I think I've found a way to jack into Dick Covett's bank account. He's somebody who could really learn a lot from impoverishment. I'd just have to run a rap on his bank account.
Run a rap?
Yes. Don't you know what rap means?
Oh yeah, sure, it was some kind of poetry about 1,000 years ago or so.
Not exactly. In this case, it means Rapid Assessment Program.
Yeah, right, whatever.
So, you interested?
Yep. We're having trouble getting anything done without some green to paint the way.
Okay then, let's give Covet's bank account a spank and see if it hollers.
Holy cow, you did it!
Well, I couldn't quite get it all, only about $100,000. Some of it seems to have been seized by the bank's computers when they realized the account was being emptied. They've got a vigilance program that's practically an AI. He must have had some loans or something they were afraid he was skipping out on. Either way, though, he's cleaned out, that's for sure.
Thanks, Frankie. And don't worry, somebody better than Brian will come along someday. Somebody who will appreciate your hard work.
inner sanctum of the cleans.
We delivered the comics. You certainly had her pegged. She tried to play it cool, but her face went red and her hair practically stood on end when we handed them to her.
Excellent. Let her try something now. I know I shouldn't be happy to have something on Temperance, and I try so hard to love her as much as the next person, but she's so hard and unforgiving. Maybe this will teach her a lesson. Tough love, I think it used to be called. Now Drip and Electric Sex will be free to express their love.
Boy, I don't know if love's exactly the right thing to call it, but they're certainly free to do it.
Settle down, kid. We're doing what we can. Your hormones aren't exactly at the top of our priority list.
Maybe we could talk. If you guys actually did something around here besides gawking like a couple of kids on a field trip. Maybe we could.
Where the real business of the Deadlies is conducted. Drinking, lounging, listening to death rock at levels guaranteed to make your ears bleed, and watching illegal porno vids. A plump, boozy young woman avoids the glares of the young man lounging on the sofa. The smell of gin surrounds her.
You wouldn't be packing something I can hit on, would you?
What are you talking about? Hit what?
A little drink, a dust buster, a phlegm cutter. I've got the vermouth, the bitters, a dozen fruit juices, everything but the gin.
Not our problem, girlie. Do your own shopping.
I've learned that lesson. That lazy bastard Langlo volunteered to get me a bottle when he saw me about to exhaust my last fifth, except he's hardly moved from that sofa to get it.
He's got the hots for you?
If you can call it hot. What's he think any woman would see in him? He says he wants me, but he don't try too hard to get me.
Help us out, and we'll enroll you in the Beers of the World Club.
Ooh, I'm crazy for Angor steam. Just the right mix of pale and bitter. Damn straight there could be violence. Blood McGrath could do the psycho at any moment. Dick Covett would die if somebody were wearing nicer shoes than he was, and I might throttle Lecter if she recommends one more diet course or sends the cops over here again looking for my juice.
Why stay so close to each other? Why not move away?
Let them win. This is our home too, and don't think we haven't tried to make peace. A few months ago we had a sit down. Idea was to eat a big meal together and work out our problems. We were at each other's throats. Whole thing ended with us throwing food at each other and Blood McGrath threatening to burn the Cleanie's house down.
How terrible.
At least I stole Stephen Benevolus's smokes.
A Cleanie smokes? Seems out of character.
He doesn't. They were a peace offering from Prophet, and Stefan was too polite not to smoke them. You sure you don't have a shot of something on you?
Reclining on an old couch. From the looks of things, the couch was new when he first sat down.
Hey, how's it hanging?
What are you, on guard duty or something?
Huh? Oh, I get it. Right, man, right. I'm keeping an eye on things. Used to be a holovision here, man. Right where you're standing.
So, you see a lot of what goes on around here then. Maybe you...
Go ahead, man. Fire away. It's cool. I wasn't doing nothing anyhow, just sitting around trying to think where I could get a still for Barbara.
A still?
Yeah, man, she likes to juice it a little bit, but I don't care. Makes her look kinda sexy, you know? So like, I thought if she had her own still, man, she'd look like even more so, man. So that's what I want to do, man, is get her a still. Put her right here next to the couch. We could talk.
Simmer down there a minute, Speedo. You gotta answer some questions. The way you're planted on that couch, I figure you know something about the comings and goings of this place. I figure you could tell us something about Brian Avery.
Huh? Oh, yeah, Brian. I know Brian. Well, I mean, like, I know some things about Brian, but I can't talk to you about him right now, man. I gotta scope out the still situation.
What? Look, do you even have any idea where to get a still?
No, man, that's the problem. I mean, I'd have to get up and go do some hunting or something, I guess.
Look, if we get you a still, will you tell us about Brian?
You'll find me a still?
If you'll talk.
We're talking assembled, right? I mean...
Yes, yes!
Cripes, we better go find this thing before he asks us to throw in a sandwich machine.
The full-body surgery seat next to the toolbox on wheels reveals both what goes on in this room and the fact that it can be moved at a moment's notice. It's a cramped, back-alley location, but the technologies for cyber limb and ocular enhancements, although outlawed, have been in use for so long they've become fairly miniaturized. The woman, known only to you as Dr. Clean, surveys the mess that was once her illegal pawn shop and surgery. A fairly long length of copper tubing.
What happened here, Doc? You never were much of a housekeeper, but man, this is ridiculous.
Technology assessment finally caught up with me. Sent a goon squad over here to do this.
What now? You're not crazy enough to restock, are you?
What's with the questions? You two looking to set me up a second time?
What's that mean? You think we caused this?
Somebody sure as hell punched my ticket.
Not us. We struck a deal with you, and we stick by it. Damn it, we came here to see what you were stalking. We thought maybe you have something that could help us. The hands come down on us, too.
Look, I apologize. I know you wouldn't sell me out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Head west? Maybe get my face reconstructed again. New identity and start over. Not that I have much left to start with. Look at that pile of junk there. This Preston tensile picklock's about the only thing I'm certain will work, and that's because I was carrying it on me. Listen, I can use the cash. I'll sell this to you and install it for $6,000. That's a steal, guys. No cutting involved. Simple skin craft. The lockpick folds on itself when not operating. The whole mechanism only weighs half a pound, and you can have the graft removed any time. Nobody'd know you ever had it. What do you say? That's more like it. I can start getting myself clean again with this. Stay close now and I'll attach the graft.
Hold it right there. Don't move. Okay, you can come in now.
What was that all about?
He was scanning us. The scanner had a motion stabilizer on it too. Move and it stabilizes you. Stabilizes you as in poof.
Very good. How did you know? You couldn't find those scanners if you reduced this place to toothpicks.
I don't know. To tell you the truth, it just came to me. Weird. I guess it's just something I picked up somewhere. Anyway, I take it Dante told you we were coming?
Yes. You'll have to forgive the scanner check. Standard precautions. Anyway, actually, when Dante mentioned you, I asked him to send you. I thought a couple of renegade arc agents could prove useful. Arc agent. You ever notice how much that sounds like Archangel?
Can't say that I have.
Dante seemed to think you could help us.
Well, there's no doubt we could help you. The question is, are you going to help us?
You said yourself a couple former arc agents would come in handy. We can help out. Some.
Some's not enough, my dear. You think the Resistance is staffed by part-timers working their way through school? Don't tell me you can help some.
Take it easy, pal. Rachel just has a little trouble with the concept of total war against somebody we just quit working for. Somebody we gave heart and soul to.
Well, there's more to it than Solix, but cutting off the leader of a rotten system should help considerably. Snakes rarely regrow heads.
What are you talking about?
You still want in? It's gotta be more than shelter in a storm. You've gotta help us. I've got an assignment that only someone with a background like yours could pull off. It would involve swooping down and leveling a mortal blow against your former employer, the hand of God itself.
All right, I'm in. I guess I just can't find any more excuses for Solux.
That's because there are none. Which is why your assignment is to kill the Imperator.
What are you, out of your friggin' mind? Solix has so much security around it, suicide to even think about it. They probably could kill you for thinking about it. Solix probably has psionic bodyguards.
3 of them, to be precise. A reconnaissance that cost us the lives of 2 freedom fighters. We've even heard they've developed something called a resonator shield. Supposedly, Solix wears a device that is programmed to recognize the vibrations of various grades of bullets. In flight. The rifling of the bullets apparently slices through the air with a detectable resonance, The device emits an aura that matches the vibrations, thereby disrupting the flight, slowing up the bullets so much they literally bounce off the wearer. In any case, true or not, that kind of personal security is why we're not going after Solix.
Wait a minute. I thought you said...
We're going after Solix's car.
The Selenazine? Come on, it's gotta have security every bit as tight as the protection around Solix. And even if you got through to it, wouldn't they scan it for every type of demo device imaginable?
They've put most of their effort into guarding the building the car is in. They figure if the compound is secure, the contents are secure. But there's a lot of business in and out of that building. Getting past the initial security shouldn't be impossible. From there, you've just got a team of 24-hour mechanics to outwit. As for the device, take a look. It's a homing mechanism, not a bomb. The bomb comes later, when the car is in motion and occupied.
Still, they'll detect it right away, even if it is a tiny little thing. They'll find it long before Solix gets anywhere near.
Look again. This thing has an anti-scanning shield on it that cost us dearly. The final mechanism contains no demolitions, and it emits no radio waves. It's virtually undetectable.
So, how does it work?
It simply hums in response to engine vibration. That means we can use a resonance impactor, a smart bomb that homes in on the particular frequency of this little hummer.
Wow, what a great deal. All we have to do is go out and get ourselves killed for the resistance. Actually, probably tortured, then killed. And in return, you'll what?
What'd you expect? You think you could just sit around our various safe houses and twiddle your thumbs? You want to be safe and secure, you've got to help us topple the androgyne. No one will ever really be safe as long as the Hand rules America.
He's right, Rach. Besides, we owe the old girl, guy, whatever. Hell, you know, we kill Solix, they might finally find out what sex that character is.
Oh, there's a good reason to do it.
For whatever it's worth, you survive, and I'll bring you to Senator Burr, the leader of the resistance. Killing Solix has been my main orientation for years. It won't be the end of the struggle, but it will be the beginning of the end. It'll bring us that much closer to freedom, and it will rejuvenate the entire movement.
Give me the device, Xenon.
It's right over there. And you know where the Selenazine is, the garage at the Pentagon. Good luck.
That doesn't work.
Known as a Hummer, this small handheld homing device is made especially for use on automobiles. This lockpick device is made to be implanted in the forearm of the user. A fairly long length of copper tubing. Ever since the Joint Chiefs of Staff were sent to hell, the Pentagon lobby hasn't been quite the bustling place it used to be. And a lot of the traffic it does get is dragged through, across the floor and on through the airlock doors. Traffic has been further lessened by the fact that these people rarely come back out. It looks like a typical garage office if you overlook the fact that the occupants aren't mechanics, but security people. A large guard seems more interested in the bucket of barbecued ribs he holds than in performing his duty. The garage dispatcher, a surly slob, is on the paging system, dispatching government vehicles to locations throughout the capital.
Hold on. Be with you in a second. Oh, these ribs. I love these ribs. They rip up my stomach, but I love them. Let me just wipe my hands here. Don't want to get sauce all over your papers. Now then, what can I do for you?
Parts delivery. Got a truck idling on front with a load of axles and exhaust systems. Where do you want them?
Parts? What? Axles? I don't know no axles. You gotta have a level 4 pass to get in here. And I don't care if you're bringing me axles or 30 pounds of ribs. Let me see your pass if you got one.
This template will allow you to make an official quality level 4 pass. A large guard seems more interested.
Yeah? You from the Polish sausage place down the street? Think you guys take long enough to deliver a couple of lousy sandwiches? We're starving down here. Garage 16. We need an XF 5700 limo down at the Watergate. Pronto. Over.
No, we're here on official business.
I see you've already been snooping around the place. Sector 7. Do you have a hover van serviced and ready? Over. Listen, what's your business here?
Yeah. We've got some parts out in the truck. We're with Shank Tools.
Sorry, ain't nothing from Shank's schedule. You'll need to file bills of transit, receipt and lading and triplicate and initial customs, decontamination, and tariff affidavits, in addition to submitting a shipment and vehicle to molecular scans. The real pain in the prostate. Why don't you come back on someone else's ship? So what are you here for? Just to wander?
Yeah. We've got some parts.
Sorry, ain't nothing from Shank's schedule.
What is this? Am I speaking in tongues or something? A pass. I need a level 4 pass. That was easy enough. You gave me a pass, and now you can pass.
For all the techno advancements of 2095, they still haven't found a better way to get at the underbelly of a motor vehicle than a platform on 4 little wheels. A mechanic is at work under the hood of the Imperator's parade vehicle.
Yeah, what's up? I got my hands full of vacuum tubes here.
We're artificial reality containment. Got a report on someone down here using a VR emissions unit.
Are you kidding? What do I look like? Someone who's looking to get set up with the Prince of Darkness or what? Listen, I don't mess with nothing that's not regulation. I'm strictly by the book here. I got my hands full just keeping this thing running.
Well, we just want to take a look. It'll just take a second, really.
Listen, I've taken this thing apart and rebuilt it more times than I care to remember. What would I need with unauthorized tech to cut corners? I know what I'm doing.
So what are you here for? Just to wander around the joint? Sorry, this crew only works on vehicles. If you're busted, that's your problem. This ain't payday, and it ain't no charity ward, so don't be looking for handouts. Listen, I've dealt with you guys before. I don't have time for all your bureaucratic bullshit. If you know who you're looking for, I'll page him for you. Let's check the roster here. Name doesn't ring a bell.
Check again, old man. You know, a blot on your record for uncooperative behavior with the Bureau doesn't fare well when, say, you're in need of a government service.
So I'm dealing with a couple of ballbusters here. Fine. Joe Boyle, get your ass to the dispatcher's office. Over. Now, if you don't mind, I work for a living.
The Solinozine, Soline Solux's official limo.
That doesn't work. Okay, the homing device is planted. Let's get the hell out of here.
incredible job, man. We'll have to wait and see if the device works, but you've gotten it hidden on the Selenazine. In the meantime, it's time for you to meet Senator Burr. You're one of us now. Go to the British Embassy. It's in DuPont Circle.
It seems ironic that this charming, refined, old-world parlor is the waiting room for the revolution, the outer office of the head of the CFF's so-called shadow government, Aaron Burr. You tentatively approach the Charles multi-server unit. Wrinkled skin and sagging muscles reveal the unit's age, but it is powerfully built. A young Asian woman is near a flesh and steel monstrosity. A dangerous-looking man casts a withering, unforgiving glare at you, making it clear that not everyone in the front welcomes your presence. It seems ironic that
his flesh is so real, so human. But then there are those machines in his abdomen. It's monstrous.
Yeah, Charles, your specs, please.
I am a Charles-class multi-server unit. My hardware is powered by 400 megahertz of processing power and a 12 terabyte drive. Gibtex Free Association modules and Pandar Lab creative memory cells serve respectively as primary operating system and source storage. My wetware was spawned from New Corporeal's Genesis genome and grown in a hothouse near Federal Center. Wetware incubation occurred over a 7-month period. Quality assurance tests completed. Current diagnostics. Major organs, 73% efficacy. Rating reflects minor heart blockage, development of possibly precancerous polyps along wall of large intestine. Organelles, 89% efficacy. Rating reflects deteriorations in lymphatic system. Skeletal system, 100% efficacy. Circulatory system.
That's enough, Charles. Thanks. You've gotta be kidding me. That can't be what it looks like.
Can be and is. What's the matter? Never seen a meat before?
I've never been this close to a living one before. Their skin's real, and yet the machines... Look! The control panel rises and falls as he respirates. Doesn't he spook you?
Not me. But maybe that's 'cause we're sort of family. Did my fetal time in a fecund 5085.
You look fine. Any negative side effects?
What do you remember about your mother's womb? Do you recall how that affected you? Hell, I've got time-elapse film of my gestation.
Yeah, I remember reading about it. Science makes war on motherhood. That was the feeling, I think.
Takes some adapting, but he's got his uses once you're onto him. Knows what he's doing in the embassy commissary. Great omelets. Charles is over 68 years old. His hardware hasn't been upgraded in 50 years, so it's clunky, and his organic tissue is aged. But you're not so bad, are you, Charles?
System memory and processing speed functioning at 89.4% capacity. White blood count is normal. No infections or serious illness to report.
Freaks the hell out of me. Solix may be evil, but I can't be sorry he put the meats on cold storage. I mean, just look at this hideous thing.
So you're Ashante and Brock, the rogue ARC agents who've got the 5 fingers shaking like palsied old women.
You got it, Chief. Doing your job for you.
Maybe you are. Did they check these 2, Vivid?
Stripped them and scanned them. Any weapons were stripped of ammo. Senator Burr wants to see them.
You make one false move near the senator, and I'll kill you.
We're on the same side, hard guy.
I don't know that. I just see a couple of ARC agents standing in CFF headquarters, and I get suspicious about how a couple of narcs took out a scrub team.
I thought we passed our initiation when we helped Xenon set up Solix.
I want him dead. Now, how do we know you haven't tipped Solix about that homing device you put on his vehicle? Xenon's too trusting. So Senator Burr, for that matter. I'll be watching. You should remember that. Senator's through the door on the left. Lucky for you, your fate is in her hands and not mine.
Aaron Burr has left the elegant trappings of an embassy conference room relatively untouched, as if to remind herself that while it's meant to serve as her office, it's only temporary, and to savor its plushness would be to overlook the fact that there's a turgid revolution brewing outside. A formidable Aaron Burr sizes you up with the perceptive eye of a politician.
Mr. Ashanti, Ms. Brock, Aldous Xenon has briefed me about your midnight visitors. Never trust animals that eat their young or a government that shoots its own people.
Right now, we don't have a lot of trust left for anybody, Senator.
You've proved to me that you have your uses. For now, at least. I'm going to risk trusting you.
You won't regret it. Desperate people can make loyal allies.
There is something you can help me with. Something that has divided the front's leadership for years. It involves missing comrades. The current effort to strike at Solix are by no means our first. Our most ambitious and perhaps reckless attempt occurred a few years ago when 15 of our finest agents undertook a guerrilla raid on the Pentagon. Acting on intelligence from agents we have on the inside, the attack force was to infiltrate the Pentagon, make its way along air ducts and secured hallways to the Imperator's sanctum, and kill it.
But something happened.
They never made it to Solix. In their final transmission, Marcus Vanders, the attack leader, reported they discovered something so significant, so disturbing in its implications that they didn't trust explaining it over wireless transmission. Whatever it was, caused Vanders to immediately abort the mission and order a return here to the embassy. The last we heard, they were engaged in a running firefight with the Imperator's troops. 8 members of the attack team were confirmed dead by Vanders before we lost contact with him.
You figure the Hand is holding them prisoner? Maybe in hell?
It's possible. I'm among those who think we should not give up hope of rescuing them until we know they are dead.
Corpus delicti, eh? You're the boss. Why not lay down the law?
Because my staff is divided over the issue. Because I haven't people to spare on what is probably a futile effort.
But now you've got us. Surplus labor, eh? A little gravy.
You get the picture. As you fight to save yourselves, I'd like for you to search for evidence, on Earth or in Hell, of the attack team's fate. In addition to Vanders, the unaccounted-for commandos are Harold Balk, Lena Gordon, Vic Tavaleo, Mick Malone, Claudette Simeone, Francis Robinson, and Czech Bilsov.
We'll do what we can.
Report to me whenever you learn anything about the attack team, or about anything else that might aid in the struggle against Solix and against Hell. You can usually find me in the command room.